Hello and welcome back to Wargame with me, Gary. You might have noticed the cut on my head. Apparently I snore at night, so my wife told me up to tell me. No, she didn't really. She'll kill me if she found out I said that. No, I did it. I'm putting some stairs in my house. Some new stairs, new position. And the prop, I hadn't tightened off the prop, and it slipped a bit in the stair, just a glancing blow on my head. So that's why my face looks like I'm falling apart. So that's that. No figures today. What I'm doing is I'm doing alternate, so I'm doing kind of thoughts and questions one week, and then I'll be doing figures the other week, which is twofold. First off, I don't want to lose the blog approach where I'm talking about things I like, but the other thing is, of course, I want to show the figures that I'm painting. So I think if I do it alternate, that works perfectly for me, but also it gives me a bit more time to paint up the figures. The one I'm still working on my zombies, still got quite a few of them to go, or saw some of them to go. And I've still got some ancient Assyrians. So I've made some notes, that's why I'm looking down there. And tick them off. Yeah, so next week I'll be showing the zombies I've finished painting, and hopefully if I've got time to finish the Greeks as well, the ones I'm working on, I'll be able to show you those as well. So that's that. I want to do a shout out today, a specific shout out. Not for the community, but for a shop in Henfield that I came across a little while ago, about 3 weeks ago, maybe even 4 weeks ago. Typical of me. I'll get round to it. No, I'll do it as soon as I can. 4, 5, 6 weeks later. Ask a busy man. So yeah, the shout out is for this shop. It's called The Notebook in Midhurst. Now the Notebook might actually put you off because that's not got anything to do with models and gaming. However, I think I believe this shop used to be a stationery shop. Yeah, notebooks, pencils, stuff, stuff like that. But he's now branched out. He's branched out for, I think he said for a little while. I think it was about 2, maybe even 3 years now. And he's working on model kits, some art stuff, arts and crafty type stuff. He's also got a massive collection of cars, like model cars, tanks, airplanes, all that. He's got upstairs. He's got more stuff upstairs. And he's got a massive train set, which I don't collect model cars, tanks, trains, and that's fine. I love seeing them. I love seeing what people have done with them. It's not my bag. I don't do it. That's probably the wrong phrase, actually. It's not in my bag. I just don't get time in my life to do it. Maybe I would do it if I had more time. But I digress. But Notebook. He's a lovely bloke. The address is 1 to 3 Rumbolds Hill, Midhurst, and it's a QU 29. It's let me show you. In actual fact, let me show you the card. That's his card. Okay. Lovely man, absolutely lovely. Now you might wonder, like, those of you who are into wargaming might be thinking, well, why are you showing us this? It's only models and stuff like that. He's branching out, and that's the address on the back. He's branching out into bolt action, and I know at the moment, I'm not saying everybody, but at the moment there does seem to be an awful lot of people doing bolt action. And I thought, when he told me, I said to him, I'll do a shout out because we've got a lot of people who do bolt action, not only bolt action, but they do bolt action, and who knows if he's. My thing is, even if we got one more person to buy something for him, like I bought some paints off him, it encourages that, you know, it'll help them to keep going. It helps them keep going. Then we end up with more suppliers, and that's good for the hobby, I believe. So that's my shout out for the notebook in mid-earth, show the card one more time, and the mention that he's also got bolt action going on there. Now last week I mentioned that I bought some paintbrushes, and I was going to put these 3 paintbrushes. Let's put them in order. No. So I was just going to put these by and get round to use them. But somebody, I can't remember who it was, but actually it was a couple of people. They mentioned about how good are they, because I said I got these very reasonable. It was from one of those you know, kind of like bric-a-brac shops, you know, where you get, they sell everything. I'm trying to remember where it was when I did it. I don't think it was Midhurst, I think it was somewhere else. But anyway, we walked through and I saw them and I said, oh, I'll get them. And I got a large paint as well. But then it was suggested that, well no, it wasn't suggested, they were asked to keep them informed. I was asked to keep them informed how the brushes were working out. Now, I've only been using, to be fair, I've only been using the smallest one. It hasn't got its number on it, and these are all sea white, so they're sea white brushes, and they're Kolinsky Sable, and they're made in Germany. And this, the smallest one they've got, which I would imagine is at least an O, if not a triple O. No, that's better. So I've been using this for the best all week. I've used it every day this week. I've been very careful with it. I've been making sure that I don't get paint in like up to the metal, which isn't easy with the smaller brushes, I find. And it's not my normal way of painting. Normally I'm like a child in kindergarten with a paint set. Yeah, dab, dab, dab. But this one I've been particularly careful because I want to give it a fair chance and also see how it works. So after a week, it's still got a nice nib, as you can see. It's not lost any of its shape, so that's really nice. And so far, the paint hasn't climbed up to the metal bit. But I'll keep you updated with that on how I'm doing. And I think what I'll do after, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks, I might do an assessment and review on an assessment and a review actually on how they worked out and whether I feel they're worth. For me, if they keep their shape for 8 weeks, that's a bonus because mine don't normally, like when I'm using them, they start to lose their shape very quickly. Your hairs fall off and all the rest of it. So yeah, so I'll keep you updated with that. The other thing that a couple of people have asked me about my man cave, and this is really, it's quite right. So what I do is I'll have an idea and I'll go, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I'll tell people I'm going to do this. Now in my head, like, and I think I've touched on it just a few minutes ago. In my head, I go, oh, I'm going to do this. But in my head, it's more like, I'm going to get round to this when I've got time, when I've got money, that kind of thing. Whereas I know other people go, oh, I'm going to do this, and it's done the next week, or it's done within a month, you know, or whatever. That's not me. So can I just say to anybody who's wants update on Man Cave, which I'm more than happy to do. Just be patient because this is one of those things. I've got no cash at the moment because we've been paying out for other things. My daughter's pregnant. I mentioned this, so we're buying lots and lots of stuff for her. I'm very excited about the new baby. Can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. It's been my first grandchild. I'm over the moon. But so the money's going in other places, and plus we've been away quite a lot recently. So we've been spending on our goodies. But I will get round to it. So if I tell you where I'm up to at the moment, I've cleared up the garage. It's quite smart. I've actually put a cross trainer in there at the moment, so there's just enough room in there, but I will get round to doing that. I think what I'm going to do is I won't probably do anything now until the winter sets in, and the reason I'm doing that is because I think what I need to do is probably go up in the loft and finish what I'm doing there. So I've put a lot of the shelves up. Some of the shelves I'm not happy with, so I'm going to be taking them back down and changing the way that they look, because I think it's going to give me more space to do what I want and more storage space, which eventually is where all my figures are going to go up. All my finished figures will be upstairs in the loft, and all my workings, all the stuff I'm working on will be down in the garage, or what was the garage. So that's with the man cave, but like I say, be patient. If I haven't mentioned it for a while, it's not because I haven't told you where I'm up to, it's just because I haven't done anything. So that's that. And lastly, it is a shout out, I suppose, for Brush and Quill, who I watch. He's on my list, so I always tune in and see how he's doing. And at the moment he's working on a commission, and I've got here Blood Bowl Dwarf blockers, but I think he's doing some blitzers and some other bits and pieces. But the interesting thing for me is these are 3D printed, and I think he mentioned a family member. If I've got it wrong, do please correct me, but I think he mentioned his uncle. I might be wrong. My memory like a sieve. So, and I don't seem to be getting any better as I get older. And the knocks on the head ain't helping either. But what I would say about these dwarves he's working on, they look absolutely beautiful. They've all got the commissioner has asked him to make sure they've got orange beards, which he's gone for. They look very nice. I think he's done a very nice job on the orange beards. The colour scheme, I think it was black and white for the jackets and orange maybe for the trousers. But it looked really nice. Anyone who follows Brush and Quill knows he's got a lovely way of speaking, he's got a lovely way about him, seems like a really nice guy. He sent me a pack of soldiers years ago, which was going to go into my Greek Athenian army, but they're slightly smaller than the Black Tree figurines, so I haven't actually done that, but I will get around to paint them at some point, because they're lovely, and it was a nice gift. It was nice of him to send them through. So that's Brush and Quill. So if you haven't been over to Brush and Quill, please go and have a look at his figures. He does a lovely job, and it's a nice video. But more importantly, if you're interested. More importantly for me, and maybe Ralph and a few others who are interested in 3D, I'm going to get a 3D printer. No ifs. And after seeing these figures, I'm definitely going to get a 3D printer. And that's why I'm mentioning Brush and Quill, not only because he's a lovely bloke, but because of the 3D. You can have a really good look at 3D printed figures, and these are all dwarves. So that they're on a slightly smaller scale as well, but you can see the detail is still there, and they look absolutely lovely. So yeah, so that's me. Next week, as I said, I'll just be showing one of my zombies and ancient Greeks, my ancient Athenians, and I think that's me done. So all the best, everybody. Do subscribe, leave a comment. Blah 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 blah. All the best, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.